Good morning, Bill. I have some questions for you today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's April 1st. Did you know that?
Yes, I knew that.
Do
This
you
isn't
know?
like an April Fool's kind of presentation, is it?
No, this is how not to be fooled. I have
Okay.
questions for you because, according to the Hernando County Fertilizer Ordinance, I can start fertilizing my lawn today. So,
Yes, homeowners are now allowed to fertilize their lawns.
okay, let's talk about that. So my yard's looking really, really, really bad. So I'm just going to go out there and throw a bunch of fertilizer on it and water it a lot. Is that going to really spruce my lawn up?
No, chances are that's not going to be the best solution for a major lawn problem. You really need to have your grass looked at to determine whether you have a problem with broken irrigation or a disease or some other kind of issue with your lawn. It's not always a situation where it's a lack of fertilizer and fertilizer is going to solve the problem. As a matter of fact, when we're looking at people's lawn problems, fertilizer is normally not the proper solution. A lot of times they'll have an underlying disease that they need to have identified and treated or take some other kind of steps. So you can't always fertilize your way out of every lawn problem.
Okay, well, when I do go to the store and I want to pick up some fertilizer because I'm allowed to fertilize now,
Mm-hmm.
it's very confusing. What are all those numbers on the bags, and what can't you just tell me which one I should go buy, what I should use?
To a certain extent, there's a number of different commonly available lawn fertilizers that are going to work just fine in most situations. Every bag of fertilizer has three numbers on the front. The first is the percentage of nitrogen in that fertilizer. The second is the percentage of phosphorus. And the third number is the percentage of potassium. Now, it gets a little confusing because here in Central Florida, most people's soils have plenty of phosphorus in them. You're only going to find that out for sure from getting a soil test done, which if you're interested in getting a soil test, our office can help you with that. You just dig up a small sample from your yard, send it off to the soil testing lab in Gainesville, and they'll tell you what nutrients your lawn needs and which ones it doesn't need. If your lawn does not need phosphorus, we recommend that you find a fertilizer with a 0 for that middle number, and they are available now because phosphorus, if it gets into our waterways or into the groundwater or surface water, can cause algae blooms. So it is a major pollutant. So we really want to limit the amount of phosphorus going in the environment if you don't need it. So if you have any questions about soil testing, contact our office. We're more than happy to help you out and get your soil test.
Okay, well, I see that first number that mentioned that was nitrogen. So are you telling me in a bag of 15 that bag has 15% nitrogen in it?
That's correct. This bag of fertilizer has 15% nitrogen, 15% potassium, and some other nutrients I can see from the label. It has calcium, it has magnesium, it has sulfur, a little bit of boron. These are all important different micronutrients for your lawn. But the most important one is going to be that first number, the percentage of nitrogen. That is what turns your grass green and makes it grow. Obviously, if you put too much fertilizer on, it's going to grow very, very quickly. You're going to have to go out there and cut it more often. But there are a lot of commonly sold turf fertilizers that are 15-0-15. I've seen 20-0-20, 16-4-8 is a old standard formulation. All of those are going to work fine on your yard, but you want to find out if you need phosphorus or not. And if you don't need it, don't pay for it and don't put it down.
How much nitrogen does my yard need?
Typically, most lawns only need to be fertilized anywhere between 1 and maybe 3 times a year. And depending on the type of fertilizer you're using, you should never put down more than a half a pound to 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet per fertilizing event. So we recommend people, number one, follow the directions and follow the information on the label of fertilizer, and less is better. So go out there and fertilize your lawn lightly, and that will give it more than enough nitrogen to get it up and growing and greening up this spring.
Okay, what about weed and feed products? When I walk in the store, they're the first things that's available. Should I just pick that up and get rid of my weeds at the same time?
No, the problem with them is they're sold nationwide, and in other states, they might work well. Here in Florida, we do not recommend weed and feed products, and they generally don't work very well here because you want to control weeds earlier in the spring and late winter, generally around February, and you're not going to be fertilizing your lawn until it starts growing in April. So we do weed control and fertilizing at different times of the year here in Central Florida. And generally a liquid herbicide or weed killer that's sprayed on the weeds is going to be a lot more effective than the granular type that's in the dry granular bags of weed and feed. So we don't recommend it.
Okay, well, I've been thinking a lot about organic fertilizer, because I want to save the environment. Can you tell me what type of organic fertilizer would be best to use?
Sure, lawns love an application of either compost or composted animal manure. There's a lot of different products that you could buy at big box stores and lawn and garden centers right now, different types of compost, and putting a light scattering of that on your lawn has real benefits. Your lawn will really appreciate it. It helps to build up the organic matter in the soil, helps your lawn to hold on to water and nutrients much longer. So it's a great way to build up the soil. Things like manures and compost don't contain a lot of nutrients, but they are a huge help with building up the soil and a really good idea to go out there and apply several times a year. And they don't pollute the environment either. They're totally safe to use.
Well, I'll have a lot of questions. Where's the best place I can go to get advice?
Best place to either go and visit or call is our office. We are University of Florida IPIS Extension in Hernando County, and I believe you have our phone number here. Very good. Just call our office. We are located at the edge of the Hernando County Airport, the industrial center there. If you're familiar with where the post office is, we're right next door to that. Our office is open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, except for holidays. You can stop by with questions. You can call our office. We do have master gardeners that volunteer at the office to help answer your questions. So if you want to know anything more about what kind of fertilizer you should buy, what kind of fertilizer you need, any questions about getting a soil test done, just give our office a call and we're happy to help you out.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Bill. You at least got me on the right track. Thank you, and happy spring to you.
And happy April Fool's Day to you too.